guys, welcome back to A3's video series Safe and Secure. My name is Alexis.
And I'm Kevin.
How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there, getting completely adjusted to this whole work from home thing.
How's it going? With the family, you got, the children and stuff. How's it going over there?
Yeah, we've got our struggles. I think it's this whole social distancing and everything is really tough for extroverted huggers. But we do one of these from a distance, and we just kind of keep on trucking. It's good that the kids are distanced, but the social learning aspect that they're missing out on right now, it's tough. But hopefully we overcome this very soon.
Very soon. I'm thankful. I have a soft heart for those people that have the kids, man, because all I have is a dog. So, it can be a little tough sometimes. So power to you, man. Power to you. So this week you spoke to Derek Vanderhorst over at Sound Intelligence about how audio can enhance kind of like your security system. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool technology, and it keeps getting better and better. But, historically, security cameras are put in place to capture incidents and they're used for evidentiary purposes. His idea was to attach your microphones to your cameras, or a lot of cameras have a built-in microphone, right, and trying to capture audio that, when triggered, could then notify somebody. So, for instance, somebody throws a rock through a plate glass window. Well, that's going to make a loud noise, and that would then trip the camera system to send an alert to SROs or law enforcement or to somebody on premises. So really cool technology that he's got, and we just kind of explore a little bit more about sound intelligence, and actually hopefully in a future episode we'll actually do a little deeper dive into actual technology and how it works.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, here is Safe and Secure with Derek Vanderhorst.
Derek, I know you and I have known each other for, at least five years, I think now, with some of the pilot projects and some of the cool things you guys were doing with Axis, and I'm sure you continue that relationship. But can you tell me a little bit, how did you get into this field?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting question. I've been in high tech my whole life, and I started my career with Philips Electronics, a Dutch company which been pretty successful, and I was their product manager for audio products. And I at one point I went to work for their speech recognition division, and that's kind of what triggered me in terms of what else can you do with sound, with audio. And then I learned about this startup company in the Netherlands called Sound Intelligence, who developed a model of the human ear to separate sound sources and to recognize sounds. And that intrigued me. So that was back in 2003 when I first heard about this, and that led me to basically in phases become part of the company and help grow the company.
That's fantastic. So Sound Intelligence, I guess the name says it all. It's intelligently analyzing sound. Is it like Alexis or something where I can just give a command and you're listening to the spoken word?
No, it's a little different than that. And we have capabilities that are similar, but the difference between Alexa or Siri or what have you, and our application is that with Alexa or Siri, the person wants to cooperate with the system, right? You're talking into your phone because you want Siri or Alexa to hear you and to recognize you. With our application, where we have security cameras that are mounted in ceilings or on walls or street poles outdoors, the people that are in front of our systems, they don't necessarily want to cooperate with the system. So speech recognition is very challenging. So what we do is sound recognition. So it's really not about what people say. It's not about people's conversations. Our system completely ignores that. It's really about, when there's a potential threat. So people shouting aggressively, a gunshot being fired, glass windows being broken. Those type of sounds are what our system picks up.
I got you. And you mentioned, the security camera piece, the integration or the audio component tying into security systems. That seems to be a fairly new way of doing business in the security world, or a new venture, or what would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, depends on your definition of new. I mean, we've been doing it for a while, but definitely to many people it is still new. And I think what more and more people realize is that, just having video only gives you, part of the information. And having the other sense that we as humans, of course, use, being audio in this case, really helps to draw attention to things that are of interest. So in that sense, I think it is new to many people, even though we have deployed this around the world in thousands of locations. Still, many people haven't heard about this and are maybe worried about using audio, and because of privacy matters. And the good news is, sound detection doesn't record any audio and is not interested in people's conversations. So it actually is legal in all 50 states of the US to use sound detection. And then depending on the local laws, you're allowed to record snippets of audio surrounding an event. But of course, if you don't want to do that and just have the video, that is very valuable as well. But so in that sense, it's kind of new to many people.
What kind of environments or applications are you seeing that people are really latching on to with your product?
Well, several areas. I mean, we have, when we started in the US, which is now about, I would say 5 years ago, I guess when we met, our focus was very much on healthcare and education. So hospitals have a big issue with workplace violence, at the emergency departments, but throughout the facilities, people being aggressive, but also the fear of a potential active shooter incident has led us to be very active in that area. The other one, education, you know about it, K through 12, high schools, mostly middle schools, but also higher education. We see a lot of interest for the aggression detection, kids getting into fights, but also the active shooter threat, of course, is there. So besides healthcare and education, we've seen a lot of traction in several areas. One would be corporate offices. So your big tech companies or whatever the type of company is, where it could be gunshot detection, aggression detection, glass break detection for burglaries. But also recently, we have a new detector, the coughing detector, where these big corporates, they're planning on people getting back to the office, and they want to know what the baseline is of normal number of coughs in a certain location, and they want to know if there's more coughs than average in a certain location, so our system can detect that as well. So that's corporate offices. Then we've done a lot of work in all kinds of holding cells, jail cells. So it could be a local police department, it could be a courthouse, it could be a prison or jail. Of course, you will understand that there's more aggression in those type of facilities, and you want to know about it immediately. And then the last one, I guess, is smart cities and public transportation, where we also see good traction. So it is pretty broad because people behave badly pretty much anywhere. And if we can help reduce response times, that really is where the main benefit is.
So Derek, with this system, do I have to buy new infrastructure, or am I able to leverage my existing access camera system to use Sound Intelligence?
Well, that's a very good point, and it makes our system very attractive. So our system, our application runs embedded on access cameras and actually also audio devices, door stations, speakers. We focus our efforts on our partnership with Access Communications. There are options of using an audio-only device if there's non-Access branded cameras. But the good news is indeed you don't have to pull new cables. You don't have to put in a whole new infrastructure. You can use the existing cameras that you have. And in some cases, you want to connect an external microphone to make sure you have the right audio pickup. But apart from that, there's no additional installation work or infrastructure needed.
Yeah, I would. The bit I know about Axis cameras, I believe, your camera models, some come with a microphone already built into that camera. Others have an audio input jack that can accept a microphone. So that's fantastic. Well, Derek, how can I contact you or Sound Intelligence to get more information about what we've talked about today?
I guess the easiest is to just send an email to sales@soundintel.com. So that is sales@soundintel.com.
That's fantastic. Hey, I really appreciate you spending some time today with A3 and me. It's been great talking to you, and look forward to seeing you soon, buddy.
Great. Thank you very much, Kevin.